Every other weekend, my grandpa, Grampie, would drive from Snohomish to Fairwood, also known as Renton, to pick me up. I would either spend the weekends at my grandparents' house, or he would drive me all the way out to Anacortes so I could have my every other weekend visitation with my father. I didn't cherish the moments that I had with my Grampie like I should have. My parents' divorce was ugly, and I was only allowed to see my dad's side during my weekend visits. That's also the only time I was allowed to talk to them. He was always showing interest in my interests, like sending me articles in the mail relating to marine biology or marine life and other animals. I took for granted what it meant to him, and eventually what it meant to me that he would send me those articles, books, and little reminders that he was thinking of me. Growing up, I wanted to be a marine biologist. He was there supporting me. Even when I graduated PIMA Medical Institute with my certificate in veterinary assisting, I was allowed 4 tickets, and him and my grandma were 2 of those recipients. But it wasn't just me, though. He was the same way with all his grandkids. Made sure we all knew that he loved and cared for us and about all of our individual interests. Grampie unexpectedly passed away right before my son turned 2. I wish my kids got to know the man that I grew up with. Our family has been better for having him as our patriarch. He loved Jesus, his wife, his 3 kids, 7 grandkids, and he would have loved his 3 great-grandkids. He was a man of the outdoors. He enjoyed hunting on our family's property in eastern Washington. He had a heart of gold for animals. I'm sure this is where I get my love of animals from. He was always caught feeding the neighbors' horses, which wasn't really catching, it was okay, or rescuing animals from abused homes. I'm always trying to rescue animals too. When my dad was living in eastern Washington and not able to come back every other weekend to see me, my grandpa would pay for me to attend horse lessons down the road from his house. It was a great way for us to bond and connect and to feel like I was part of the family, even though I only got every other weekend with them. Losing him hit us hard. It was unexpected. It happened the night that he was released from the hospital after recovering from what they think was a mini heart attack. He'd spent a couple days there. The drive all the way to the Everett Hospital from Renton was earth-shattering. I had to call my husband home from work. He works graveyard, so he could drive me. I could barely breathe. By the time we got there, he had already been gone for 45 plus minutes. Once the rest of the family was there, they decided to stop life-saving efforts. We surrounded him in prayer and we cried. The anniversary of his death is next month. It will have been 4 years since I got to hug him last. I'm thankful that I saw him in the hospital before he went home to be with the Lord. The last thing he said to my dad before passing was, "It's okay, I'm ready to go home." He was a man of faith, and he was solid in that faith. He was so full of love, and I feel him around me all the time. I miss him so much. I love you, Grampie.